All right, guys, now for section 1B right here. So we're going to start with physical versus chemical. Physical things, there's no ID change or no identity change. Things are going to be the same there. All right. Now, physical properties could be like temperature, mass, state of matter, those sort of things. And a physical change would be a change in temperature, change in mass. Change in mass could be both, but that's what we're looking here. No change in what we're dealing with. Whereas when we start talking about chemical reactions, and everybody likes this, is we are going to have a change in identity. All right, I say ID, like we're going to actually change it. So if you take a balloon filled with hydrogen, you can light it on fire and it is no longer hydrogen. Hydrogen and oxygen gas are no longer those. You've created something new, you've changed the identity of those things. And so that's the difference between physical and chemical. All right. Now, properties are aspects of the substance, whereas changes are if we're going to alter them in any way. A physical change could be something like melting ice. Ice is water. You melt it, it's still water. We haven't changed its identity. Now, the signs of change, this can be a little difficult sometimes. All right. So I'm going to break this up and get physical and chemical. And what you're going to find is some crossover into both. So we have to look at other things other than these specific changes. All right. So what we'll do is we'll do physical changes in blue. All right. So this is a phase change. Phase change. So like ice melting. All right. Or if we have, not sure if you've worked with dry ice, but sublimation when the solid becomes a gas. All right. So we have that. We have a temp change. Temp change. Phase change would also be evaporation. All right, so if a pool of liquid evaporates, there's our phase change. It's physical, not chemical. Temperature change. We could have a mass change. All right, so we could add more water to a cup. That's a physical change. All right, shape falls into that. All right, but all those, we haven't changed the identity of anything. For chemical change, these are going to be very important. So I'm going to put a little asterisk right there, like those you got to know. So one, since we're writing in red, flame, that's going to be an indication of a chemical change. You're definitely changing things if it's on fire. All right. Form a solid. And if we're not back in school, I'm going to do a demo in front of a camera that shows you we can form a solid from two liquids, which is pretty wild stuff. We could have loss of mass, right? Color change. This can be indicative. All right, but color change is kind of that one's a little toughy. It means the same state. Like we're going to heat up some copper 2 sulfate, right? And we're going to see a color change. You're going to see what's going on. All right, so we can, so this is, hold on. This is going to be the same, a temperature change, but not a temperature change in terms of, oh, I put water on the stove and I'm just heating it up. What I'm saying is a temperature change is if you mix two things together and they get hot. All right, this is something that can occur if you've ever had one of those disposable cold packs. You pop the inner bag and then it gets cold to the touch. That is a chemical change because we are that's a temperature change without actually adding or taking away heat. So these are just some chemical changes and physical changes. All right. You're going to be able to recognize that, particularly this bad boy is going to be one that we're going to be dealing with quite a bit.